Hello, everybody, and welcome to Multiversal Musings. I wanted to talk about a theory that I've got about what the DCU is likely planning for Supergirl, and I've been kind of obsessed with it. So let's talk about it, right? So now, right off the bat, I want to admit that this might not show up at all in Supergirl, the film coming out next year, right? Because that story is pretty self-contained, at least the story that it's based on, right? The comic series Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow, which seriously, if you haven't read it, please do. It's fantastic. But Superman is not really in that storyline at all. He's not part of that arc. But if you're like me and you're as nerdy as I am, and your Instagram feed is full of DC content, you will no doubt have seen that Brainiac has basically been confirmed as the main villain for the Superman movie. It's just that James Gunn hasn't announced it yet. And so if that is true, that is where things start getting really interesting with my theory. I think we are going to get Superman versus Supergirl. Now, hold your horses. I don't think it's going to be like a Zod Superman fight. I think we're going to get something that's way more emotional. I think something that's way more character driven. A real ideological clash between cousins. But here's my theory, and this is why it's going to come about. Because Brainiac is going to be the one who destroyed Krypton in the DCU. And this is going to hit Kara way harder than it's going to hit Clark, because Kara lived there. She remembers the people, the culture, the languages, the way that Krypton felt, the way it smelt at night when she was walking down the street, that kind of stuff. She lost it in real time. Whereas Clark only knows it through the stories, through the House of L symbol on his chest. So when Brainiac shows up, Kara is gonna be incandescent with rage. She's gonna be absolutely done with him because this is so personal for her. But Clark is Clark, right? He sees the good in everyone. He even saw the good in Lex Luthor at the end of the first movie. That compassion is who he is. It's what makes him Superman. And honestly, I think this movie is really going to build on that, because if there's anything I know about James Gunn, is that he'll take the first movie that he made, right, which was all about Clark embracing his humanity, and he's going to compare that with a sequel that could be about him learning to embrace his Kryptonian side, right? Well, Kara is losing, or is dealing with the pain of losing her Kryptonian side. I think it's a perfect mirror, man. But I think the best part is, despite all of that tension, Kara and Clark will still love each other because they're family. And family drama, especially family drama with planet-sized trauma behind it, is messy and emotional and fascinating. And honestly, I would take that any day over another Superman versus Zod fight, because we have seen two Kryptonians beat each other in the dust. What we haven't seen, though, is two Kryptonians who actually care and love each other and are trying to navigate their shared trauma in completely different ways. And here's where it all snaps together, because Brainiac is a massive, a cosmic, a Thanos-level threat. So whatever little rift Kara and Clark have, they're going to have to put it aside really fast, especially if Brainiac isn't just threatening Earth, but other entire civilizations throughout the cosmos. And that is going to play into the part where Lex Luthor is going to have to team up with Superman, because even Lex Luthor, the megalomaniac that he is, knows that this situation is way bigger than his ego. So imagine how powerful it will be when Kara and Clark have to make that same choice. And with the Lantern show happening, well, I've written before this, but now it's obviously after this. This might go down the Swanee a bit, but I've written, don't be surprised if someone like John Stewart pops up, and this could easily be the seeds of like the Justice League forming, right? Because when the galaxy is on fire, two Kryptonians arguing is exactly the kind of weakness that a villain like Brainiac would exploit. And I think that's the moment that they would realize that their relationship doesn't just matter to them. It matters, and it has consequences for the entire human race. Anyway, that is my theory. Thank you guys so much for watching and giving this random YouTube channel a chance to just ramble about the things that he loves talking about. If you agree or disagree with my theory, please let me know down below. It's a safe space. I would love to geek out with you guys. I'm going to be doing way more theories and predictions of what's going to happen in DC, of what's going to happen in the DCU. So look forward to that. I'm going to do I'm going to be talking about comics. I'm going to probably do some Lego builds. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one, where I will either be talking about whether or not Robert Pattinson's Batman should join the DCU, or I'm going to be talking about my own written Batman Part 2 script. So I will see you for those two. Catch you there.